How's it going, everyone? Welcome and thank you for stopping into the channel. Today I have a short unboxing to do for you guys. This does come from Amazon. We will go ahead and get into this guy with the new spiny dogfish from Civivi and Gavco. This is a phenomenal little slicer here, coming with a 14C 28N blade. You have that rock textured G10 deep carry steel pocket clip. Great action. This I just unboxed and it is already smooth as butter, and it doesn't have that cheap drop type action. It's got that slower hydraulic drop, something you can appreciate in a budget knife. So we will go ahead and get into this guy here, and if you like content like this, unboxings, knife and EDC content, you are in the right spot. If you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. So if this looks familiar, it is because I also unboxed something very similar from the same company not too long ago. Let me see if I can get this banding off of here. So you have just a standard two-piece box here, and I'm pretty excited to see how this works out here. So what do we got going on here? So it looks like either there's a refill, or that is the actual fill. So let's see. No, so there's two. So they give you a refill. So this is a titanium pen from SmootherPro, and it's around $40. You have some nice milling there from about the cap to close to the bottom of the pocket clip here. It is not a huge knife, but it's not a huge pen, but it's not a small pen either. We will go ahead and get its brother out for comparison purposes. But what I thought was cool about this is, so it's a clicker, but to release it, you push in the clip. So when you are done writing, push the clip and it retracts. So I thought it would be pretty fidgety, and I was hoping each method would be clicky. Pretty clicky, pretty fidgety. So for all the fidgeters out there, that's what I was hoping for. I mean, not only did I want a good pen, but I wanted something with a different mechanism than a standard push button, a standard bolt action, just something that was a little different. And SmootherPro is the name of the company. They are found on Amazon. They might be located in some other places as well. I will link these down below, and I will put a card up there for the unboxing of this pen. But the reason I stumbled onto, or how I stumbled onto this company, was I was looking for a different company other than Tactile Turn, other than Big Idea Design, other than Bastion. I was just looking for a different company, and I kind of landed. I wanted a all brass pen, and I was going to go with a big idea design, and then I was going to go with a tactile turn, and I just so happened to land on this pen, and this is an all brass pen, bolt action style, and believe it or not, the bolt action mechanism feels not identical to tactile turn, but very, very similar to tactile turn, even down to the button. It's very, very reminiscent of a tactile turn bolt action, which is a good thing. And I wanted this one out here for comparison purposes. And as you can see, the brass full-size pen is quite a bit longer. I would say around an inch. So when that is retracted, it is even shorter. So there it's open, and I would say that's a good 1.25 inches or so. This is a nice, lightweight, good size. It's not so small that it's going to cramp your hand up, and it's not so big that I don't think it would be uncomfortable to throw in your pocket to EDC. These lengths can get questionable depending on your job description and what you do. If you are a carpenter or something in that sort of field where you're going to be twisting and turning and bending and so on and so forth, sometimes I have found that these longer pens can get in the way, can be uncomfortable depending on what you do. Now, for an everyday style of pen, going here, going there, just going out, a nice pen to take with you, going out with the family, what have you, these sizes are perfectly acceptable, just like the full-size tactile turn pen that I own, which I have right here. Now, that is not something I typically will EDC. That's more of a going out to eat, going shopping, what have you. This isn't something I will take to work with me in a sense. It's just a little long. Now, if I do not put this in like my change pocket or my normal side pockets, and I put it in like my carpenter side small pocket, perfectly fine. But when you're putting it in your main pocket, it can be a little long. And I was looking for something I didn't spend a bunch of money on and that I could keep with me when I go to work or what have you. And I thought this would be a perfect size, and it's very close to what I had in mind. I had just got this one, and I knew this size, and I knew what this size was coming in, and I thought this would be perfect and matched up against the tactile turn here. It's quite a bit smaller, and it has a thinner round profile than both of these pens. I plan on doing a in-depth look at several pens, several companies, several mechanisms, and just to give people an idea who might not really be into pens, but they're looking to maybe get a certain pen or what have you. But I was thinking that this SmootherPro company right here, if they made a good quality pen, that they would be perfect, because this titanium pen right here was $39. And I think that is an awesome deal, because the next closest one is like 60-ish, maybe 70-ish dollars. And then if you're talking like tactile turn, you're talking a minimum of 100 to 120 for the pen. So for at 39 bucks, if this works well, it's a steal. And this all brass one, I wanted to go, I didn't have any brass pens, and I don't have a ton of brass items, but I do have some, and I didn't have a pen to go with them, so I found it fitting to get myself a brass pen. This pen came in, I believe, right around $20. With the bolt action mechanism, I think that's an awesome deal, and it feels very similar to a tactile turn mechanism. Now, the way it is actuated is different. The tactile turns go out where these go in, but the button itself feels very similar. The action feels very similar also. And for $20, guys, if you want to get like a brass, I think they even have copper. They obviously have the titanium, different mechanism. They might have titanium with the bolt. I'm not sure. I wasn't looking for a bolt action because I have so many bolt actions. I wanted something a little different, and I thought the clicker with the pocket clip release was awesome. So, and it seems fluid. It seems like it works every single time so far. Upon first impressions, it has actuated every time. No stuttering. Nice and easy. Click the bottom of that pocket clip. Boom. I like it. If it writes well, which we can test out here. So we can do a little writing test. And I didn't actually even get to test this one out because the day after I unboxed this, I came down with a horrible migraine. And if you're asking yourself, what refills do these use? I am not 100% sure, but I like how thin it is. Now let's see about the titanium. I like how fluid they are. They seem to write very fluid. There's no hesitation. There's no like flooding. They write very well, actually. I'm not sure. Let me see if it's something I can check into real quickly. So what I found was the titanium pens, at least as of this model, are taking the D2 refills with the plastic top here. And I found packs of 10 for like $6. And there's many options for the refills for this D2 size. Now, I'm not a pen fanatic, or I'm only obligated to Pilot G2 refills or this refill, that refill. If the pen writes well, that I'm not writing books or notes for companies or anything like that. If it takes notes well for what I'm doing, or I can write on a piece of wood with it or what have you, then it works fine for me. It seems like these D2 refills, and you can probably get some better quality ones than what comes with this, but this is a D2 refill for the titanium version, and they upgraded the brass edition to take the Pilot G2 refills. So if you're into, it has to be a Pilot G2 refill, then the brass pen will be right up your alley then. And that's not something I am, hard-headed about. If as long as I can get the refills for the pen, that's what I'm worried about. If it's a pen that I can't get the refill for, then it's kind of a moot point. Then I don't like it. But because these are so easily apprehended, easily bought, when I typed in D2 refill, there was like 20 options I could choose from. So in that sense, perfectly fine with it, and they're not expensive. It looked like you can get like 2 packs that were a little more, so it looks like you can get several for a cheaper cost for the D2s, and then you can get the Pilot G2 refills for the brass. That'll do it for this one, guys. Like I said, I will be doing a more in-depth overview of maybe 10 or 12 different pens and all the things that come along with them for the guys who are interested but haven't, kind of jumped into the pens yet, so to speak. Not that I have a ton of pens or anything like that, but I have a couple from several different companies, and I figure, if there's anyone out there who doesn't have any experience at all and they're looking to get their first pen, I can try to lend a helping hand at that. But that is the SmootherPro Titanium Click Pen. This is the SmootherPro Brass Bolt Action Pen, and then we have the Tactile Turn Bolt Action Pen with the Damascus pin there. I will be doing a more in-depth overview of a bunch of pens coming up shortly. If you're still here, thank you. I love you. If you're still here and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below. I'd love to have you. Give the video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're into pens, if you're thinking about getting into pens, or if you have a ton of pens. Leave it down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. I will catch you on the next one.